is that obviously people are searching for chiropractors because you see people advertising for it. And if you see people advertising for it, that probably means they're having some success with it. Not that doesn't mean that all the time, but somebody, generally speaking, isn't going to continue to advertise in a place where there's no business coming in from. Uh, then you look at the example we did earlier here, Little Rock Chiropractors, and you can see that there's not really any advertising going on over here. So perhaps it's not a good thing to go for. I would suggest that it probably actually is a good phrase to go for, because generally, like I said, put yourself in the shoes of the customer. If if you're a chiropractor and you're looking for a house painter, then if you live in Little Rock, you might type in Little Rock house painter, right? And again, there's no ads. Let's get out of Little Rock. We got one ad over here. You see a lot of local business results right here. That can be a good sign too, because it's almost like paid advertising, except obviously these people aren't really paying anything to be here, but they're listing themselves under this phrase. Really, this is a good sign for local businesses, and this is the reason why I'm doing this video, because for local businesses, there's just not a whole lot of businesses that are really utilizing Google for what it's worth. A lot of people are advertising so ineffectively, it's ridiculous. And probably a lot of you listening, even on this phone call, are probably wasting a lot of money on yellow pages and on newspaper ads, TV ads, when really Google is getting a huge amount of searches every day. So just something to consider there. Alright, now it's time to get to the good stuff. So now that we know what term to go for, it's time to get ranked. So we need to make sure that our site is relevant. That's how Google works. Is if somebody types something in the search box, then they have these spiders that go out and they crawl different websites, and they figure out what the websites are talking about. And their job is to make, whenever somebody types in something in the search box, the sites that pull up on the search engine, their job is to make sure that it's the most relevant things that what the person is looking for. Okay, so we do this with on-site SEO and off-site SEO. And SEO is just a short name for search engine optimization. Alright, so let's talk about on-site SEO. We're going to talk about meta tags. The tags we're going to pay attention to are the title, the description, and the keywords tags. These are found in the HTML of a website, so you will need to know some basic HTML in order to do this, or you can it's really not hard stuff. You can probably find some high school kid to do this for you, or bring it to your web designer. They should be able to do this easy. And you're going to need a way to edit your site if you're doing this yourself. And you can get a free website editor at nvu.com. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles that you would see on some paid website editors, but hey, it's free. It's really not that bad. Alright, so the title tag. This is the most important tag of all. It appears at the top of the browser, and it's what gets displayed in Google's search results. Every page needs a title tag. That's the description of what's on the page, and it's relevant, and you need to make sure it's relevant to the keywords associated with that page. You should make it approximately 40 to 150 characters long. Example, the Little Rock house painter. the title could be Little Rock House Painter specializing in making your paint job the best on the block. Now, of course, you may not want to word it just like that, and it would probably need to be a little bit longer than that. But this is just to kind of give you an example. Alright, the next meta tag we're going to use is the description. Make sure that you include your main keywords. Remember, this is what we found whenever we did our research. Whenever we were trying to find out what was getting the most searches, what terms are people advertising for. But we don't need to repeat them over and over. The goal is to keep it relevant to the page content. Okay, so for example, this right here is how you would write it out. You would do the alligator mouth symbol, meta name equals, quotation marks, description, end quotation, content equals. Discover how a mean greenhouse painting can make your next paint job a beauty. Then you'd end it with the alligator call. The keywords aren't as important as they used to be. It's still worth having because I mean it could help. You know, I mean, it's why not? But it's not as important as what it used to be. And whenever you're doing with keywords, this is whenever you can throw everything at it. Use stuff like abbreviations, misspellings, plurals, similar words. So for example, again, you would write it out just as you see it. And then you would start typing in all your keywords. So Little Rock house painter, house painting, Little Rock house painters, bathroom painter, bathroom painting, bathroom painters, bedroom painter, indoor painter, outside painters, outdoor painters. So anything that you can think of that would relate to what somebody might be searching for if they're trying to find you. Okay, and this right here is the code that you would put in whenever you're working with your HTML. This right here is the how it would look. Alright, so as you can see, we've got the title, and we've got the meta name, description, and the meta name keywords. Alright, now let's talk about offsite SEO. Offsite SEO is this is where you separate the boys from the men, because I would say most people know a little bit about on-site SEO, but it's the off-site SEO that it takes a little bit more work. It takes being consistent, really, and a lot of people don't really know how to do it. And there are a few ways to do it, but the most important one is what we're going to talk about today, and that is getting backlinks to your site.